With a hat-trick of Ryder Cup appearances to his name, Jesper Parnevik has more than his fair share of stories to tell. Recently, Parnevik was kind enough to share some of them when the Golfing World cameras paid a visit to his Florida home. The Swede made his debut as one of Seve Ballesteros' wildcard picks at Valderrama. The irrepressible Spaniard certainly made an impression with his unique leadership style.
Seve was probably the most chaotic captain I played on. I mean, I've played on Sam Torrance and Mark James as well, but Seve, well, it was a new thing for Seve as well. He was competing almost up to that, Ryder Cup Team debut he did. And I don't think he really knew what was going on or what it meant to be captain. He actually wanted to hit every shot for the players, I would say. And he was at every important point in the matches. He was there, giving advice. And I remember having my third shot on 17, and just when I'm about to hit after 20 practice swings, Seve comes running, and he screams, "Oh, hold on, Jesper, stop." And I said, "What is going on here?" And he runs and said, "Jesper, whatever you do, don't hit it in the water." And I go like, "Seve, what? Now? You really gonna say this?" And then I stiffed it like that. So whatever flaws he had in his captaincy, they always turn out golden.
Jesper contributed 2 points as Seve led Europe to victory by the narrowest of margins. With Parnevik playing predominantly on the PGA Tour, he was reliant on a captain's pick from Mark James when the Ryder Cup headed to Boston in 1999. He justified his selection with 3.5 points in combination with rookie Sergio Garcia.
We played together, I think, we both played all 5 matches and had great support from the crowds and so on. So it was, for me it was a fantastic week anyway. I played probably my best golf in the Ryder Cup, and so did Sergio and so on. And I remember we had matches where we played against Mickelson and Love, I think it was one day, and I think me and Sergio shot something like 60 and they shot 61 for us to win on 18 and so on. So the biggest thing there was, you notice how big momentum is in the Ryder Cup. Because everybody on the team could feel it when the momentum changed on Sunday, that it's tough when everything goes against you and the crowd really gets behind the home team. And they had a great Sunday, of course, but that was the first experience I had with that huge importance of momentum.
The US team would go on to overturn a 4-point deficit during Sunday's singles in one of the greatest comebacks in Ryder Cup history. However, the event will always be remembered for the controversy surrounding the premature celebrations on the 17th green in the match between Justin Leonard and Jose Maria Olazabal.
I was not at the 17th green when Justin Leonard held his amazing putt there. I was in the locker room. I think I was sitting in the caddy room with all the caddies actually. And when that roar erupted, I actually didn't really realize what happened with all the players running onto the green and all that. That was more something that we realized afterwards. But you can see it also happening. It was chaos, and I think for any team, of course, in courtesy, the right thing to do was not to let Olazabal putt out. But I can also understand at that moment when they're 4 points behind and no one in history has ever come back from that kind of being that much of an underdog. I can see it erupting in a chaos, and that is exactly what happened. After that was just people everywhere. A bus ride at home back to the hotel that night was very, very quiet. That's all I remember.
Parnevik was once again the beneficiary of a wild card as Sam Torrance picked his team for the Belfry. The September 11th attacks meant the event was put back 12 months. In that time, Parnevik had fallen from 25th to 61st in the world rankings.
It was one of those weird Ryder Cups where you had the same team that was on top of the games 2001, and then anyone who in golf knows if a year later anything can happen. You can lose your form in 1 week in golf, and so I was one of those players. A few of us actually were that was not on top of the games coming in 2002. So I was actually pretty nervous and pretty tensed up. I told Sam before that, of course, I played all 5 in Boston. Sam probably had in mind he was going to play me more and so on, but I was honest enough saying I'm not on top of my game right now. So if you see other guys that are playing, are in good shape, you know, they pick those guys. And so I was actually, of course I wanted to play. Everybody wants to play when in the Ryder Cup, but you got to also be realistic and be fair enough to the rest of the team that let the good guys play.
After just one outing in the opening 2 days, Parnevik was handed the unenviable task of facing Tiger in the singles.
I remember seeing the draw Saturday night when Sam Torrens put me last with Tiger Woods, and that was a Tiger Woods that was so much better than anyone else in the world. He was dominating the scene of golf like no one else has dominated in Jack Nicklaus pretty much, and I was not really playing that great. So I remember I wasn't sleeping that night very well. I thought, holy cow, this could be like a 10-8 scenario where I lose every hole. And I actually don't know how I did it, but I fought like I never ever fought on a golf course before, and somehow I got half a point from him, which still today he must be shaking his head wondering how the heck did he do that, because he should have won that game. But I don't know, I was so focused and I pretty much hold putts from everywhere, and yes, I kind of hung on somehow. Nothing can prepare you for a Ryder Cup. I mean, it's an animal beyond anything you can prepare yourself for, and the crowd is so loud. It's more like a World Cup football event. I've told other players when they have their first rookie experience, and they always say the same thing. No, it can't be that special. I mean, what can it be? It's a little team event and so on. And 100% everyone that leaves the Ryder Cup, the only thing they say, I want to play in the next team.